Shit.
For real. Let it go, let it go.
What happens when loyalty fades and a legend faces off against his own rising star? Floyd "Money" Mayweather, the undefeated boxing legend, is now dealing with one of his most intense challenges, not from inside the ring, but from someone he once mentored. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the fighter Mayweather guided to stardom, has now become his rival. And this isn't just business, it's personal. At the center of the drama is Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime coach and the man who helped build his career. Now, he's teamed up with Floyd under Mayweather Promotions. Tensions boiled over when a heated argument between Floyd and Tank turned into a full-blown fight, leaving the boxing world in shock. This isn't just about ego, it's a fight for power, legacy, and control. And it all kicked off with a move that some see as smart business and others as outright betrayal. Calvin's decision to join Mayweather Promotions may have made sense to him, but to Tank, it felt like a deep personal betrayal.
You know, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody knew him. Everybody knew him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 feet in and 1 feet out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it, like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left, and unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like, dang, do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long.
Why does it sting so much? Because Calvin isn't just any coach. He's the one who helped shape Tank into the knockout machine he is today. From tough training sessions in Baltimore to headlining sold-out arenas, Calvin and Tank were a tight team. But now, with Calvin siding with Floyd, everything's changed. His decision has sparked a wave of tension that no one saw coming.
You want to see you as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time. You know him. Both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Who wouldn't want to see a fighter coached by someone who's like a father to him? They've been through it all together. Same streets, same struggle, same grind. You've trained him day in and day out. You know him better than anyone. So who should Tank fight next? Simple. I want him to take on everyone who talked tough. Let him shut them all up.
He been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody knew him. Everybody knew him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 feet in and 1 feet out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it, like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left, and unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like, dang, do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long.
Tank has never held back when it comes to his rocky relationship with Floyd. He's called him out for being controlling and not respecting his growth as a fighter. So when Calvin, someone Tank deeply trusted, joined Floyd's camp, it hit hard. To Tank, it felt like the ultimate betrayal, and he wasn't about to stay silent. He wasn't about to stay silent. The clash between Floyd and Tank began at a public charity event in Las Vegas. What was meant to be a calm, feel-good gathering quickly spiraled into a tense and chaotic scene.
My thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level. And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. And, but over the years, it's constantly going on the internet, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd. Constantly be disrespectful, when all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go. That's all I.
Tank confronted Floyd in front of cameras, calling him out for adding Calvin Ford to his team. Tank reportedly shouted, "You took the one person who had my back. You can't stand to see me win without you." Floyd, as always, wasn't about to back down. He snapped, "I made you, Tank. Don't forget who gave you this platform. You think Calvin is going to help you beat me? Keep dreaming." As the argument grew louder, the tension in the crowd was palpable. Witnesses described the exchange as explosive, with both men shouting over each other. Tank accused Floyd of trying to sabotage his career out of jealousy, while Floyd shot back, claiming Tank was ungrateful for everything he'd done for him. No surprise there. Floyd has always been vocal about how ungrateful Tank is.
Bitch, I no fucking tank, motherfucker. I no motherfucker. Bitch, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. When I catch you, motherfucker, I kill you, motherfucker. You crazy? Chill. I know the fuck these niggas playing with. I don't play no motherfucking haste. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. Fuck you up.
It didn't take long for the verbal clash to turn physical. Things escalated when Tank shoved Floyd, and chaos erupted. Members from both camps rushed in to break them apart, but it wasn't long before punches started flying. Video footage of the incident shows Tank throwing a punch at one of Floyd's team members, while Floyd was held back by security.
To sit down and talk to him one-on-one, saying what his mental at. Whatever he want to do, I just prepare him for it mentally.
Calvin Ford, who was at the event, tried to calm things down, but ended up becoming the target of Tank's fury. "You're a sellout," Tank yelled at his former coach. The brawl raged on for several intense minutes before security finally stepped in. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, but the damage was done, both to their reputations and to their already strained relationship.
Set you off that you was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause it's weird. I feel like y'all got, I wouldn't say love hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing
it's
it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank no cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come.
After the fight, Tank went live on Instagram to address the situation, speaking directly to his fans. He didn't hold back, saying, "Floyd's always been about control. He can't stand that I'm doing my own thing." Tank also pointed out how the drama surrounding him had taken the spotlight away from his upcoming fight with Lamont Roach. "I should be focusing on my next fight, but instead I'm dealing with this mess. They're trying to break me, but I'm built for this." This feud between Floyd and Tank is more than personal. It's a clash of mindsets. Floyd represents the old school, a disciplined businessman who controls every part of his empire. Tank, on the other hand, is part of a new generation of fighters who value independence and staying true to themselves.
Davis, bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover, boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of competition.
Yes,
He's doing that a lot.
And he gotta be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So I think you gotta be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really...
As the dust settles, one big question remains. What does this mean for Tank's career? With Calvin Ford now siding with Floyd, Tank faces a unique challenge. He's not just up against Lamont Roach in his next fight, but also the growing narrative that he can't succeed without his old team. Now let's talk about this fight for a second. Lamont Roach is no joke. This is a serious test for Tank. But let's not forget, Gervonta Davis is the knockout king. His record is flawless, with an insane number of stoppages. We all remember that brutal body shot that sent Ryan Garcia crashing to the mat. Tank doesn't just knock people out. He sends a message every time he steps into the ring. And that's what makes this fight so intriguing. Tank is the heavy favorite, but let's be honest, this isn't just about winning for him. It's about proving to the world that he's still the best, that no one in the division can touch him. But with that comes all the pressure. The spotlight will be on him, and the expectations are sky high.
In the ceiling, but nothing is feeling like anyone has any fucking ability to even stick to a subject is killing me. The inability to pin humility, under the back hole. On the freaking minute, got me thinking of finishing everything with a seed a minute, then reaping the benefits. I'm asleep at the willikin as I'm thinking about an evil intent of another feet, I'm killing it. Cause even if I got it in a meeting, it feel like even ketamine.
With Calvin Ford no longer in the picture, it'll be fascinating to see how Tank approaches this fight with a new coach. Enter Derek James. This guy knows his stuff. Here's the kicker. Derek James has history with Tank. He actually trained Frank Martin, Tank's recent opponent. Now, things get interesting. James has been studying Tank's style for a while, so he knows how he fights. But instead of trying to figure out how to beat Tank, he's now been brought in to train him for his next big fight.
Gotta watch these guys, man.
He's a good fighter, yeah.
He was a Golden Gloves champ from Indianapolis, right?
That's right. National Golden Glove champ, yeah.
Yeah, man, and he's got some skills, dog. Like, I was like, that's a good one to add to the squad if you're gonna add one.
How old is he?
I think he's like 26.
Okay.
So he's still young.
Yes, young.
Yeah. Still, and listen, this thing about it, he's still getting better. He's still, because this is our third fight together. So you got to understand that, like, once he gets everything I'm telling him, the growth process, he's going to be amazing. Yeah. Listen, he may be fighting for a world championship pretty soon, so.
I was going to say, I wouldn't mind watching him and Gervonta Davis, right?
Yeah, the same way, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
they sparred before the same way, same way.
Oh, they have sparred before?
They sparred before, yeah.
How'd that go?
I don't know how I went.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
What you think about Gervonta Davis?
I like him. I like him as an individual, man. I like him. I know him, and I like him. I think it'll be a good fight. I think that Frank matches up pretty well.
Yeah.
But most of the guys that Gervonta.
From Ford to James, we'll soon see if this change is a step up or a step down. For Calvin Ford, joining Mayweather Promotions has been a mixed blessing. On one hand, it's a chance to work alongside one of boxing's greatest minds. On the other, it's come at the cost of his relationship with Tank. It's a big shift from when Ford stood by Tank, calling out Floyd, to now aligning with Floyd's team.
Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. And I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, It's a rocky road that we're saying what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself, But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said, they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. They can't stand it, calm is I don't like using that word calm, but our Lord knows. He knows.
So why would Calvin Ford, who has always stood by Tank's side, make this sudden jump? Ford has been surprisingly quiet about it, but insiders reveal that he sees this as a unique opportunity for his career.
Roger never got trainer of the year when Floyd was fighter of the year.
Yeah.
His dad never got trainer of the year. So, I've been openly expressing that. And I think it's time that Calvin gets his shot.
So, why would Calvin Ford, who's always been loyal to Tank, make this sudden move? Ford has kept quiet about it, but insiders suggest that he sees it as a rare opportunity to advance his own career.
So his lifestyle, he may be friends with the guy that fights that fights in the main event, but he can't live the same lifestyle that the main event fighter lived.
Floyd's empire is huge, and joining Mayweather Promotions opens up doors to more fighters, increased visibility, and bigger matchups than Calvin Ford could have ever dreamed of.
For battery, domestic violence. Put your hands behind your back. You got handcuffs? Hey, the little one inside.
You don't gotta ask me, Rob.
Well, we need to make sure she's with somebody.
She's okay. She's with somebody.
Okay, listen, I get you that you're upset, but we can't just say.
But this isn't just about advancing his career. Word on the street is that Ford might be feeling some type of way about Tank, especially after all the recent chaos. From legal issues to courtroom drama, and Tank's roller coaster personal life making headlines, it's clear that things have been complicated lately.
He didn't have a chance to focus 100% on boxing. One day you're worried about the position that your family is in. You're worried about your living conditions.
Joining Mayweather Promotions could be Ford's way of stepping into a more stable environment, something Tank hasn't always been able to offer with all the ups and downs in his career.
Calvin Ford, what does he mean to you when you hear that name? What does he mean when you first hear that?
A father. Father.
So how's Tank handling all of this? Not well, and it's no surprise. Sources close to him say he feels completely betrayed, seeing Ford's move as him officially choosing Floyd over him. Word is, Tank was already upset hearing rumors that Ford was passing Floyd private training tips. Now, with this signing, it feels like salt in the wound.
No, he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. I seen his people's drive by while I was running. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll picture him bad situation.
As the feud between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis keeps escalating, one thing is clear: the boxing world has never seen drama like this. What started as a professional disagreement has turned into a full-blown conflict, with both careers and legacies on the line. But what really broke the bond between Tank and Floyd? These two used to be inseparable, so what changed? Here's the breakdown. Floyd allegedly hired people to jump Tank during his runs, targeting him when he was unarmed. But it gets worse. Floyd also spied on Tank and tipped off Tank's old opponent, Frank Martin, about his movements. Having worked with Tank for years, Floyd knew all of his tactics, and he shared that intel with Martin. This kind of betrayal hit Tank hard, and let's just say, he didn't take it well.
The night was fun though. We had fun. We were having a simple conversation that happened to be on live, and I said what I said.
Here's the twist. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, Floyd's star protege, has been making waves in the ring, but recently, it's not just his punches that have caught attention. Rumors have surfaced that Tank and Yaya Mayweather have been secretly involved. And who spilled the tea? None other than Ryan Garcia.
I already knew about all that. Once Gervonta fucked Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and that's not even a secret. That's not something I'm exposing.
That's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next